What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. Yesterday I covered the massive layoffs from Activision Blizzard, where Microsoft laid off 1,900 Activision Blizzard employees, many of them developers for Call of Duty. And unfortunately, what we have remaining is going to be an absolute tire fire. I am very fearful of the future for Call of Duty because it seems as if Microsoft is willing to take Call of Duty down the same path as Halo. And there are a few tweets here I want to highlight. But before I do that, I'm a huge Halo fan. I remember the hype leading into Halo Infinite, expecting it to be an amazing game. And the fact that Microsoft decided to make it free to play for the multiplayer was absolutely revolutionary. I thought it was a great idea, a great way to compete in the space. Instead of having this barrier to entry, might as well make it free. Well, unfortunately, what we got was a free to play game that was not finished, not complete, and very poor. But a lot of that is because of how poorly Microsoft ran the 343 division, how bad that development cycle really was. And we'll dive into that here. And this leads me into why I'm scared for Call of Duty. The first message here is from Charlie Intel. If Microsoft takes Call of Duty down the route of Halo, it will be disastrous. Halo has contractors who work on the game that Microsoft outsources work to, but those contractors only work for 18 months, take a while to get up to speed on projects, and their contracts end before they are able to complete work. Jason Schreier shared what's happened with Halo a few years back, and I'll get to these Jason Schreier tweets in a second. But before I do that, I do want to highlight Halo Infinite suffered from a cohesive issue, whether it was in their campaign or in their multiplayer, and it led to disastrous results. Now there's already issues bleeding into the Call of Duty formula. It's already a bad game. Can you imagine what happens if you put people on 18-month contracts, expect them to complete things in a time-sensitive fashion with high quality? You're just not going to get it. What we're seeing in this industry is putting more people under more stress with tighter timelines. For what? The quality of the games aren't increasing. Like, yeah, if you're a rock star, most certainly. But if you're the regular developer that's working for a Ubisoft, a Bethesda, a EA, you're not getting the same luxuries as some of these other studios. No, you're put into more crunch with less creativity and less innovation. Your hands are tied in a lot of cases, and it really sucks. So let's get to these Jason Schreier tweets, which I think highlights where my fear comes from. As usual, one of Halo Infinite's biggest development problems was labor. A large chunk of 343's workers were on contracts and couldn't stay longer than 18 months due to Microsoft restrictions. Full-time promotions were rare, so the studio was constantly losing talent and knowledge. The entirety of Microsoft has a long history of using and being sued for abusing contractors. Now, one of the big detractions that I saw on yesterday's video was the amount of people saying, well, they weren't good enough. They just trimmed the fat. No, what they did was they got rid of people that were probably working on something that they feel they can just contract out so they can save money. What they did is they looked at full-time positions and decided to shrink it down, minimize it. And that way we can put more people under more stress and pay for the hours instead of giving somebody a full-time position. This is the problem with trying to increase revenues year over year and always trying to inflate shareholder value. What it does is it just puts all the stress on the regular employee. And unfortunately, the people that are directing the ship, that are actually making the decisions, they're the ones that are completely safe. And unfortunately, those are the ones that should be losing their job because those are the ones that are impacting Call of Duty in a negative manner. They're the ones that are making the decisions that tank a game like Halo Infinite that had so much promise. These two tweets were followed up by a response from the real Ben Gilbert. These contractors bit is fascinating to me. Surely Microsoft leadership knows that it takes longer than 18 months to make huge AAA games like Infinite. So why employ so many contractors? Is this just a bureaucracy thing where Microsoft is huge and makes a lot of other things? And Jason Schreier replies, the limit is because they want to avoid the perma-temp situation that got them sued a while back. But they insist on still having X% of headcount be contractors because corporations. This is the problem with corporations bleeding into the gaming industry, is that what you're going to get is you're going to get products like Halo Infinite, products like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, games that have so many underlying problems because you're forcing development studios under massive crunch. And in the case of hiring independent contractors, people that walk in not knowing what's going on and walking out with a few paychecks, sure, but the inability to complete the project they were asked to complete. And for those of you that think 18 months is long enough to complete some of these projects, I would love to see you work in an actual business environment, because a lot of the time during projects, they take longer. Hurdles happen, missteps happen, mistakes happen, and you've got to be quick and fix them. Sometimes the timeline of 18 months pushes to 24 months. And in Microsoft's case, if you need it to push 18 to 20 months, yeah, no, sorry, bye. See you later. Right? And that's what makes these games disastrous. That's what makes these games go through development hell. And shilling out for Microsoft or even saying that the people that got laid off deserved it, like, come on. Have any type of backbone ever and realize the people that got laid off aren't your enemy. They're your ally in this. The people that are your enemy, the ones that are deteriorating the overall Call of Duty product, are the ones that are laying off talented developers just so they can make shareholders more money. And you shilling out for shareholders, really? Is that the side of history you want to be on? Because I'll tell you this, ever since Activision decided to inflate all of their shareholder stock, the game has gotten significantly worse. Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2, and now Modern Warfare 3. All of those games existed during the period where they were trying to sell Activision to Microsoft. Look at the quality of those games. Look how many issues those games had that went unfixed. Because effort, time, and management didn't matter. It was all about inflating their prices so that they could get more money. That's what it was about. And the proof is right there for you. This is the worst run in Call of Duty history. And it's been the most profitable for them. The highest revenues. Even though the overall quality of the games has diminished to what it is now, which is watered down, below mid, just garbage. Like, this is a below average game. If this was released, the majority of this community would be like, well, that was fun for 5 minutes, putting it away and never playing it again. But because it has the name Call of Duty, you guys seem to put up with lower than average? I don't really get it. And the worst part about all of this is so many of you are so willing to shill out for this and pretend as if this is okay. You think the current state of Call of Duty is bad? Just wait until it is filled with contractors as developers. Just wait until it has many people working on a bunch of different projects and they're not able to complete it. But don't worry. I'm sure you'll be happy that that revenue increases year over year, that net profit increases year over year, and that balance sheet looks great. Because yeah, you might own a couple shares of Microsoft and you might feel good and warm at night. But think about the quality of the overall industry. Think about what Microsoft owns and think about how that's going to affect this industry long term. We're so focused on the short term. We're so focused on Q2 and Q3 of 2024 and what that can bring. Instead of focusing on, I don't know, the next 5 to 10 years and having that outlook and looking at where gaming's going. And unfortunately, it's going down a dark path. No more physical media. Clear push to push as many microtransactions down your throat. A clear push to diluting the overall experience. That's what gaming has waiting for you over the next 5 to 10 years. I hope you're happy with it. I hope you're excited with it. Because you being okay and complacent with this current industry is what's going to lead us down that path. This is disastrous for Call of Duty. This is disastrous for the industry. And frankly, anybody that is supporting this and is okay with this, you are part of the problem. And if you cannot see that, then I'm sorry, you're out to lunch. You're lost. And this is what's going to make Call of Duty even worse than it is today. And you have no right to criticize Call of Duty if you are okay with these layoffs. You have no right to criticize the industry if you are okay with these layoffs and do not understand what the future may hold. If all you cared about is the fact that you completed your battle pass and you got your rubber ducky skin, then yeah, you deserve this. You deserve to watch the deterioration of Call of Duty in front of your eyes. You deserve to watch as this industry crumbles at the seams because you're supporting it and you're totally okay with it. So whatever happens, and honestly, I hope that Call of Duty actually gets better under Microsoft's tutelage. I don't know if it's going to happen. I have no evidence to support that. But I'm just looking at what's happened even this week, and I'm saying, I'm a little worried. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we actually get better games moving forward. Maybe this was the right decision. But that's the beauty of all this, is we don't actually know what the future holds. So let's just hang tight and see what happens. Let's hope for the best, but be prepared to expect the worst. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have anything to say on this topic, whether it's good or bad, let me know with a comment down below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, can you please hit the like button? If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.